Welcome back to FranChares. Today we're talking about Papa John's. How much does it cost to own one and how much can you make from it? In order to find out how much a Papa John's cost and can make, you have to go in what's called a franchise disclosure document, or FDD for short. The FDDs are required of every franchise out there, and they have everything you need about a franchise, from who the leadership team is, what their background is, how much a franchise costs, and broken down by line item, as well as how much a franchise can make. The FDD is important for investors because it allows them to make a data-driven decision, understanding what numbers go into a franchise's input and their output. It's like a schematic for the franchise, so you can understand everything that goes into it before you actually start building the foundation. According to the item 7 of Papa John's FDD, which is what they use to outline all of the costs for the franchise, not just what a franchise fee is, but what all those different line items are. Construction costs, permitting, everything you could possibly be spending money on, from when you sign the franchise agreement all the way to opening your doors and the next 3 months of working capital. According to Papa John's item 7, it costs anywhere from $200,000 all the way up to $788,000 to start a location. So why the big range? Well, we think about it, it costs a very different amount to build something in line in a strip mall, all the way to a very prevalent location in the middle of downtown Chicago or wherever you may be. And additionally, it costs a very different amount to start something in downtown Chicago versus, say, North Dakota. So if I were to give you one certain number of what it costs to start a location, that would be really misleading because it could cost all sorts of figures. But giving this full range gives you a clear idea of what the bottom line and what the top line should be for a franchise. Now, where most people really tend to care is the item 19 of the franchise disclosure document. And that's where you actually get a financial performance representation to understand how much you can really make with your investment. For Papa John's item 19, the average location does over 1.12 million in sales every year. Papa John's also discloses that their franchisees make approximately 9.1% EBITDA on their locations. EBITDA is earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. Now, just like any benefits of an investment, you should also be aware of the downside risks. Now, investing in a pizza franchise can come with different ones than, say, a hair care franchise. Risk can involve anything from an economic downturn all the way to brand reputation, as they have experienced in the past. And so it is important to understand there is risk with any type of investment that you make. Let's look at a real world example now. Jamal Mashburn, aka Monster Mash, actually bought a bunch of Papa John's franchises himself after he got out of the NBA. Mashburn outlaid about $20 million to develop approximately 40 locations. Now, looking at what we know is about a 9.1% EBITDA, that means that Jamal makes approximately $1.8 million every year in recurring income. In addition to knowing how much he can make every year, most investors are curious, well, what can I sell this franchise for? Using deal stats, they approximate that we can see anywhere from 0.75 to 0.85% of sales to give us a general estimate of what a sale price for this business could be. Looking at Jamal Mashburn's business, it could be anywhere from $33 million up to $38 million. Now, if you're not like Jamal and don't have $20 million laying around, you might be asking yourself, well, how can I get involved into franchises? Well, that's a great reason to check out FranChares, the first platform where you can invest in franchises for as little as $500. Now, what do you think about an investment like this? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe, and let us know what we should be reviewing next. What kind of franchise is interesting to you?